You ever hear a story that chills your bones before you even know how it ends? Let me take you back to Ravenwood, Oregon, a small logging town you won't find on most modern maps anymore. A town tucked deep in the thick, towering Douglas firs of the Pacific Northwest. Back in the fall of 1987, a series of disappearances shook Ravenwood so badly that by the following summer, the entire population had abandoned it, left it to rot. And to this day, no one knows what really happened. Our story begins on October 16, 1987, a cold, foggy Friday. Jake Sullivan, a 17-year-old high school senior, didn't come home after football practice. Now in Ravenwood, a missed curfew wasn't exactly unusual. Kids stayed out. They partied in the woods. They went night fishing. But Jake was responsible, a straight-A student and the quarterback of the team. His parents reported him missing the next morning. A small search party formed. Friends, neighbors, the sheriff, and even his football coach combed through the edge of Ravenwood Forest, an endless dark sprawl of mossy trees and muddy trails. For 2 days, no trace of Jake was found. Then, late Sunday evening, his cleats were discovered deep in the woods. Both shoes were neatly placed side by side on a flat rock, mud-caked but oddly untouched by animals. His jersey was draped over a low-hanging branch above the shoes, perfectly folded, like someone had carefully arranged it there. His backpack was never found, and neither was Jake. The town whispered about it for days. By Wednesday, 2 more teens vanished, Jessica Harper and Kyle Benton, both 16. They were last seen leaving the school library together to go check out something cool in the woods, Kyle had told a friend. That friend told police he thought they were just heading to the abandoned sawmill for beers. But no. Just like Jake, nothing but their shoes were found 3 days later. Same pattern, side by side, on a moss-covered boulder, with Jessica's denim jacket folded on a log next to it. Now, I want you to imagine the panic spreading through a town of less than 800 people. 3 kids, gone in 1 week, no signs of struggle, no animal tracks, no evidence of foul play. Just shoes and clothes arranged as if someone had undressed them with care. Local papers ran headlines like "Ravenwood's Teens Swallowed by Forest" and "The Vanishing Path." Fear crawled into every household. Parents kept their kids indoors. Curfews were enforced strictly. The sheriff's department called in help from the Oregon State Police, but they too came up empty-handed. But here's where it gets even stranger. On November 1st, exactly 2 weeks after Jake's disappearance, the sheriff himself, Sheriff Wallace, went missing. His cruiser was found parked at the northern trailhead of Ravenwood Forest, engine off, door wide open, keys still in the ignition. His service pistol was locked in its holster. His hat was found sitting on the driver's seat. But Sheriff Wallace, gone. No shoes, no jacket, no folded clothes, nothing this time. Now, this broke the town. Because if a man like Wallace, a 53-year-old former Marine with 20 years in law enforcement, could vanish in broad daylight with no trace, who was safe? By Thanksgiving of that year, 70% of the town's population had left. People packed up overnight. Businesses shut down. Schools closed. Homes were abandoned. By spring of 1988, Ravenwood was a ghost town. Over the years, urban explorers, amateur ghost hunters, and cryptid enthusiasts have made trips to the crumbling remains of Ravenwood. Some came back with strange stories, eerie whispers in the trees, even when they were alone. footsteps circling their camps at night. Personal belongings, like boots or jackets, vanishing while they slept, only to reappear folded on a nearby stump the next morning. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. In 2012, a Portland journalist named Megan Dalton decided to investigate Ravenwood for an article on America's forgotten ghost towns. She spent 3 days exploring the ruins and nearby trails. She interviewed former residents. She photographed the old sawmill, the schoolhouse, and even the sheriff's abandoned cruiser, still rusting where it was found 25 years earlier. Her article never got published because Megan Dalton never returned from that trip. Her tent was found empty, her shoes side by side outside the entrance flap, and her camera bag, zipped shut, was resting on a mossy log. Inside that bag, a single photo roll had been developed, and one image sent chills through anyone who saw it. It showed a group of 7 blurred figures standing deep in the foggy woods, all barefoot, all dressed in old, torn clothing, faces too fuzzy to identify. But one figure appeared to be wearing what looked like a faded football jersey with the number 12, Jake Sullivan's number. Authorities couldn't confirm the photo's authenticity. Megan's body was never found. Since then, Ravenwood has been sealed off by the Oregon Department of Forestry, citing unstable terrain and public safety concerns. But locals say they've seen lights flickering in the woods late at night. And sometimes, they find neatly folded clothes on the rocks near the trailhead, as if someone just stepped out of them and disappeared into thin air. But here's what no one talks about. In 2020, a retired Oregon State Trooper anonymously posted in an online forum. He claimed that during the 1987 investigations, search teams stumbled across an ancient stone structure deep within Ravenwood Forest, something that didn't match any known Native American, settler, or logging-era construction. A perfectly round stone well, 15 feet wide, covered in strange spiral carvings. The well had no water, only darkness, and a faint humming sound if you stood too close. The trooper said they were ordered to never speak of it again, and that the area was quietly classified as hazardous by the government. Now, ask yourself, did the kids fall victim to an unknown serial killer? Were they pulled into something much older? Something supernatural? Or was Ravenwood hiding a secret even deeper than we'll ever understand? In my next story, I'll tell you about another case, the 1994 Green Hollow disappearances in West Virginia, where an almost identical pattern emerged. Different state, different time, same chilling signs. Before you go, tell me in the comments, do you think the Ravenwood vanishings were the work of a person, a paranormal force, or something else entirely? I want to hear your theories, and don't forget to subscribe to Ghost Story 2.0 so you don't miss part 2 of this mystery. I'll see you in the next story.